Hey guys, one of the most common difficulties people have playing closed guard is breaking their opponent's posture. Breaking posture is essential for attacking from closed guard, so let's look at some key concepts for breaking it down. So the first thing to understand is that if my opponent's hands are in the air and I just use my knees here to bring to my chest, I'm going to bring him forward, right? That's always going to break his posture. He's going to find his posture by putting his hands somewhere. There's three primary ways people do this. One is they'll put their hands on your hips like this, so now as I try to bring him forward, he gets his balance from here. Another one is he'll go one high and one low, so he'll double grip a lapel and grab the hip like this. Now if I bring him forward here, I can't break him. And the other one is he'll go both high, like this, right? So I need a different way to break each of these structures, okay? So what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna go through how to break down each control mechanic so I can bring the guy in and start building an attack. So let's start with low. So if the guy has both hands low here, he's controlling here, but actually this is kind of a weak position because if I can pull him over his hands, it's easy to break. So when this happens, I'm just gonna double grip both lapels. I'm gonna do kind of a crunch with my abs and I bring my knees to me. So let go real quick. What I'm really doing here is I'm kind of doing this crunch rocking motion. So my knees come to my chest and I crunch and that pulls the guy forward. When I pull the lapels at the same time, it's going to buckle him over, right? So we're here. So I grab the lapels, I pull and I buckle. That's often going to make them post the hands here like this. Okay, two of the main attacks I like to go for once I break posture. One is, if this response happens, is I'm just going to go for an overhook, scoot out to the side here, and now I can start working to a triangle choke and building from this overhook series. I'll do a separate video on that. Another thing that can happen when he goes on the hip here, and I bring him forward like this, is I break him forward, he posts his hands out, and after he goes here, he starts to put one of his forearms on my chest, and now I can start working up to a high guard as well, and you can build from there. So when our opponent is one high, one low, this hand is so high now, if I try to pull and break here, I can't bring him down over it, okay? So when this happens, instead, I'm gonna focus on breaking this grip. So I'm gonna get a cross sleeve grip, I go underneath, and I grab my own wrist, and now I'm gonna make my wrist really strong like this, and I don't wanna push up with the sleeve, I wanna push up with my wrist. And up and to the side a little bit. That'll break the grip. As soon as I break this grip, he's usually gonna try to re-grip the lapel and come back. So I wanna catch his wrist, and as he tries to grab, it's almost like he's trying to like murder choke me. I'm gonna guide this across the body. If you can, I prefer to get my wrist on the outside, but you can't always do it, so here is fine as well. Once I guide this across, now I'm gonna switch my left hand behind his tricep. He's gonna try to pull his arm back. This will slow him a bit. I unlock my legs, I shrimp out to the side, and I wanna pull myself up behind and get my chest behind his tricep. Once I get my chest behind the tricep, now it's easy to lock in on the armpit here, and I can start progressing from here, pulling my leg out and going into basic attacks. Okay, so the next situation is the opponent has both hands high in the armpits like this. So the difficulty here is I can't really pull him forward because his hands are so high, I can't break him down over the hand like before, and also this grip is hard to break. So usually what I focus on here is pummeling under. The thing though is sometimes if his elbows are kind of tight, it's hard to pummel under. So what I usually do is I kind of get a grip on the shoulders, you can palm it or grab some material, and I try to like bench press the shoulders a little bit. This will force some space to open, and really quick, I'm gonna snake my finger under inside here. So now as I start to go in, he can't, see, keep extending here. I'm gonna slowly be able to pummel over this. As I pummel over this, I can either go for the overhook that I showed before, or I like to go for a cross collar grip. Once I get the cross collar grip, I'm gonna do a crunch and I wanna pin my elbow to his chest, okay? If I stay like this with my arm extended, he's gonna be able to re-pummel his left arm back in and then frame. And now when I pull on this collar, you see how he has counter pressure? I can't really do anything with that, right? So instead, once I get this pummel under, I wanna crunch and bring my elbow to his sternum. You see, get closer here. See, try to re-pummel under that. See, when I have my elbow pinned to his chest, it's very hard for him to re-pummel. Now this makes it easy to start attacking. Often what I'll do here, if he stays here, is I'll pummel this, and now I can go for a wrist to throw a triangle choke. Or if he switches his forearm to my chest here, like this, I can grab the elbow, I push his elbow to about my belly button, I jump up, and I start progressing to a high guard attack from here.